Special disclaimer that I, Mystic, and am employee of Wizards of the Coast on the D&D team. Hey y'all, the next few episodes of Utopia will be more horror-leaning than other episodes of Utopia as the party venture into the realm of the Nightmare King. Here's your content warning for the next couple of episodes. This stream may contain scenes and themes some find distressing. Mentions of blood, needles, injections, gore, graphic descriptions, breaking teeth, claustrophobia, death, drowning, drug use, general violence, and disturbing imagery may occur. Our cast will be using lines and veils. If you find scenes too distressing, please feel comfortable exiting. Last time on Utopia Podcast, the party all entered the dream realm and became acclimated with this strange space, going off on their own and then coming all together. They see a sign up for multiple competitions that will happen during this party, begin to question some of the people around them about what these are for, and sign up for a few events themselves. And that is where we find the party.
Can I turn to one of the satyrs next to me and go, hey, are you trying to win? Like, what happens if you lose?
Hell yeah, I'm trying to win. Hey, I know you. I saw you at the thing. The thing.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
I'm
going all right?
wrestling a lot of times.
You did.
What's up with these games? Like, why is everyone so big about winning them?
Well, you get your pick of your own consenting satyr ladies at the end.
Well, if you're not attracted to women.
But what
and
if you don't
also a child.
No.
The children have their own thing. I don't really know. I didn't come as a child, so I'm not really sure like what they would win. Maybe it's like a voucher for like when you get older. And also, I'm just saying ladies because I am a cisgender heterosexual satyr man, but like there are certainly consenting men that are also just like, yeah, we're down. You win, you want us. That's cool too. You know, there's something for everyone.
And then like whether you win or not, you go home.
Yeah, I think so. Is that right, dude? And he like passes his friend and he's like, yeah, dude, we just like wake up where we went to sleep. That's what my mom says. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's my first time. I don't know.
And so we'll like lean over to Morgan and be like, okay, you might be onto something.
Anyway, good luck. And they like they go up to start like signing their names for competitions.
You're a senior, I'm gonna beat you again.
So can we enter this as a group?
There doesn't seem to be any group competitions. So you like get to the board and you see all the different options of places to compete in.
Is there a musical competition?
There is.
How many signups are there for each competition?
Just one.
But like, how many people can sign up for each competition?
You watch as like one of the pages fills and then it magically just like flips to a blank sheet.
So infinite amount, it doesn't like max out.
And can we sign up for as many competitions as we want, or one for each person? No.
Can you sign up for a competition multiple times?
No.
So if we compete against each other, then only one of us could win. And we're forcing someone else to lose.
So we could do it for fun. No one said you had to win all of them.
No, but if we would like to execute our time here with any amount of compassion, it would be best to try to avoid non-satyr competition.
Do you have like a list of like all of the competitions?
No.
Is that
We're
halfling?
creating this together. It's whatever y'all want to compete
cool.
in.
Is that halfling lady still around?
She's like signing her name on the dagger throwing competition and like beginning to turn to walk away.
Okay, here's a long shot, but I kind of want to try something. You just let me know if it works. So I think someone's caught on to the fact that you can just like think really hard and sometimes things will appear. So she think really hard about Carling, see if she shows up.
You think really hard about Carling, and like this very see-through illusion of Carling seems to populate, and it's like you watching her fall into the puddle and then her going and then crying, and then it kind of dissolves, and the woman doesn't seem to notice.
Well, I guess that didn't work.
Is that your first image of Carling in your mind?
I wasn't aware that anyone else saw that. What, you saw Carling? What are you talking about?
Livy shakes his head, but he does smile. Livy signs up for a musical competition.
Great. You sign with like the wet ink of a quill, and as soon as you get done signing, the ink seems to absorb into the paper. Like you could rub over it as hard or as many times as you want and it wouldn't go away.
That's horrifying, but cool. I can't think of anything else he would, unless there's like a sweet talking competition.
Maybe.
No, we're good. He's good with music.
What is Ziba gonna sign up for?
I would like to sign up for that arm wrestling competition. I've been training.
There you go. You find arm wrestling. You can sign up. And that satyr man also is like, hands you the quill. You're going down this time, little girl.
Don't bet on it.
Scylla, are you signing up for anything?
I think if there's some sort of short sword competition and a joust.
There's a joust. There's also like a duel you could sign up for.
I'm going to do those. I'm going to step up next to the Dragonborn and just sort of see what he's checking out.
He's checking out more like lumberjack-esque style competitions, like speed, felling of trees, or like you've all seen like the crazy lumberjack stuff that competitions on. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, with the like log chucking, all the Highland game shit.
Oh no, I'm thinking more like axe in hand, like you have to cut up the tree and do this crazy thing in a certain amount of time and like get to the top.
Human wood chipper type. I don't know if that's a thing. It just
They've got something cut up in Alaska. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You done any of these before?
Over 100.
And you've
failed every
lost
every time. His eyes like kind of close, and then he leave this place. He kind of like goes to grab you by the shoulder. Scylla,
she jumps back.
Don't stay here. He kind of trips over his feet and then like snaps to and looks back at the sign up.
When he kind of goes to grab her, she'll sort of jump and then reach back. And as she does this, if she gets a little bit kind of close to touching distance, I'm going to cast Divine Sense. And I'm just going to vibe check the area.
Yeah.
Livy aside.
You get mixed signals. You hear both the tinkling of bells and also smell a sulfurous, fiendish-like thing.
I step away from the Dragonborn, sort of back over to where everybody else is signing up. And I'll go and put my name up. But as I come back to Godfrey and Morgus, I kind of come into the two of them and just say, I don't think this is a place of taking without giving. No fun without consequence. I think we should be careful.
I agree. I mean, not to be. The fact that I could eat whatever I wanted and not be satiated does genuinely leave me very unsettled. It speaks to just how hollow this place is. And the satyrs seem fine. I don't know if I can begin to speculate on that yet, but I do actually have an idea. Could be a terrible one, I'm not sure. But toward the goal of helping the people of Winston, if we were to compete against someone from Winston and lose the competition, perhaps they could leave. What that cost might be for us, well, we'd have to stay, possibly.
At least until we get enough of them out.
Aye.
Might be a yearly event. You should sign up for multiple things if you're planning on doing that.
Get as many in as we can.
Does anyone know just how long Erling's mother has been gone?
Give me a history check, the three of you.
Okay. Thank you. There we go. 22.
9.
16.
Scylla and Morgus, you remember that Carling had told you that her mom had been gone for 9 years.
So, if this is a yearly event, Godfrey, that's 9 years. You lose, you stay. Whether it's a single competition or... I don't know how to do that math exactly, or if we're going to find more information about that until we dive into something. But 9 years. Have these people been asleep for 9 years, or...
Look at them, they look exhausted.
Well, yes, but are they physically here, or is it just their minds that are here? If you're asleep back in...
Check. I pinch Marcus.
It hurts.
Ow! What the... I poke him really hard.
Feels like your actual body.
Alright, that's a little bit better, I think.
Not to take away your hypothesis, though. If they are still asleep, the satyr said he wakes up exactly where he went to sleep, right?
As a satyr.
There's a chance that this might just be her soul. Her body is gone.
Exactly.
So where are we sending them back to?
Or onward.
Won't know until we get to talk to some people.
Yes.
So sign up for multiple competitions then, just to be safe.
Should we avoid the competitions? Or should we dive in?
Olivia and Ziba come back at this point, having signed their names. Scylla having
let me
signed her names as well.
Excuse me, Satyr, who's helping.
Yes?
What happens if we don't want to sign up for a competition?
Oh, that's fine.
Are we able to leave if that's the case, even if we don't compete?
Yes, there's never been any trouble with anyone that I know leaving.
Good.
Not to be presumptuous, but satyr or otherwise.
Oh, I guess I've only ever spoken to satyrs. You're right, that's odd.
You should widen your social circles more.
I will. You know, there's not many of you all not in the woods sometimes. You know, we live in the thing. And then you see the like gray skinned little creature like run through their legs and pull their tail and then keep running, and like little oil spots leave behind where they are. Got oil on my tail.
What the hell was that?
You never seen one before?
Have I ever seen anything like this before?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's Narbil the Bogle, and he likes to cause mischief.
Is
What type of mischief?
Narbil the only Bogle?
That's a very good question. I think, if there are more, we just call them all Narbil. They all look pretty much the same. I've only known there to be one, but now you're saying that I've experienced some things that seem impossible for one's Narbil to do.
One really fast one, you think, or
He's
one
just slippery.
What mischief does he partake in?
Steals things, ties your bonnet together.
And this is someone who found themselves
snow park
on an invite-only party list.
Sounds like a younger sibling.
Not really sure how they got here.
Have they been
Been here as long as I've been coming.
How long has that been?
About 100 years. Pretty common
The
where we're
MVPs.
from.
Do any of the why can't I think of the name? Do any of the esteemed guests, the VIPs, take in the competitions?
I've never seen them, but they do make some appearances here and there. Really depends. There's always those fellows. As he points up into the black starry sky above you, you see a large-sized creature. It's hard to discern, but because this satyr has pointed to the sky and pointed it out, they have sort of these gold horns that are large and come around their heads. Their wings seem to be made of stars, and they have gold metal pieces around their waist, their arms, and their shoulders. Otherwise, they are fully naked in their purple starry sky for flying overhead.
What do they do?
My grandpappy told me once to never fear, that they are just the shepherds who bring dreams to the people of the material world.
What about nightmares?
Well, I guess nightmares could be dreams as well. Anyway, eat the food, drink the ale. We have some wonderful Seder wine. It's world-renowned, and we'll see you all in the party. Unless you have other questions. I am here to answer your questions.
No, that's all for me, I think.
All right.
Actually, have you seen a halfling or a dragonborn here the past few years?
Oh, yes, I come back every year. Participate in the same competitions. It makes me sad, It's just no one ever wins except for the satyrs, and we do practice an awful lot, but when you come back year after year, you'd think you'd learn to just stop coming, Accept defeat.
All right.
All right. Have fun. Great. You all are waiting around the signups. We've had a few conversations, and the lines of people kind of seem to fade away faster than what you'd expect them for the amount of people that you were around earlier when the announcements took place. And you are all back together. Morgus and Godfrey, are you going to sign up for anything?
What are you thinking, Godfrey?
And I could sign up for several things, but I'm also not sure if I'm supposed to sign up for anything. I was kind of expected to be met by a VIP.
Well.
I assure him there's no harm in me signing up for something. If I'm not supposed to, it won't let me.
Well, maybe you could help me decide then. As a start.
Morgus, give me and Godfrey. Give me an intelligence check. Very low save.
18.
Okay.
Save or a check?
Check. Low DC.
A 12 on the dice for an 11.
That is enough. You both remember literally the conversation you just had with the satyr where they passively said that only satyrs ever win. And you'd think that if you'd competed this many years in a row, you would just accept defeat.
And the person said satyrs always win, but...
They did. So why aren't they accepting defeat? Well,
Maybe they just like to play.
And does that mean because this is some sort of construct of...
Rudy?
Yes, of Arudi's will, that only satyrs can win? It's not even a matter of our capabilities or the satyrs' capabilities, it's just kind of stacked against us to begin with.
I used to work doors at clubs that would do that, and they'd say the house always wins, and they'd rig the games.
Is the goal then to not play, or to play and just be gracious in our loss?
I should imagine that if we play, gracious in our loss would be a sign of respect for Rudy. Breaking the game, I imagine, would be not met well.
So, the stakes in this are not as high for me as they are for you. I don't need to eat, or sleep, or drink. So if I'm stuck here an extra year, it's just an extra year. Means I could choose to not sign up to see what happens, If you sign up, you have to win.
See, I'm curious about trying to uncover how the house has the game stacked against us and possibly throwing a wrench in that. That might be a very bad idea. And Ziba and Livy, you're already going to be competing.
Yes.
I just thought it would be fun.
And that's perfectly all right. But that's objectively 2 data points. So I'd like to watch something before competing something. Although did they say to hurry up and sign up for something?
It's the last day to sign up.
It's the last day.
You say that and you look up into the night sky.
Oh, it's past sunset, isn't it?
It's been the night sky the whole time you've been here.
Huh.
We have until sunset to sign up for something?
That's what the person said, right?
I believe so.
Did also say there was a dance tonight.
Morgus is
I had a thought.
gonna...
Everyone who isn't signing up, I think perhaps we should help the people who are from Winston win their competition. Not by signing up, but perhaps influencing it.
You mean not by competing, but...
From the sidelines.
In any way you think would be appropriate. Yes.
Morgus is going to send Bitsy up into the air looking for Carling's mother.
It takes a little while. You find out into the forest of trees. She stands there throwing her daggers obsessively toward a barely standing target that seems to have just been eroded with time.
Do I get the impression that she's already signed up for a competition?
Yes.
We saw. Oh, Zib also saw her sign up for the dagger throwing.
Yeah, so they've all signed up.
If we've got some time to rest before the competition, might be something I can do. Well, if we've got some time to rest, I would need to shuffle some knowledge.
Why would you need to rest if we're already in a dream?
Well, I would just need to shuffle some resources around to be able to do what I'm thinking of. That's all. Magic is weird.
I need
Ziba.
you all to make a Constitution saving throw, including Godfrey, who hasn't taken a 4-hour stare at the wall.
Fuck.
Saving throw?
Guys.
Mm-hmm.
10.
18.
17.
8.
5.
Everyone passes except for Godfrey, who takes a level of exhaustion.
Oh.
In a wild turn of events.
That makes sense.
You feel a weight of energy sapping, like tiredness for the first time since your transformation, Godfrey.
He tries to shake it off.
But cannot.
Mm. So to sign up or not to sign up, I'm... Morgus?
I'm actually thinking I might be of more use in observing and influencing. Signing up. Unless I could do more from inside.
The glen, the cleared area of trees that you all, without trees that you all stand within, is mostly empty at this point.
Sorry,
You see Livy
just...
writing something down as he's like, you just see him writing something down as he's both trying to pay attention, and he seems pretty focused on that.
I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble making a decision. I think I'm going to step out of the competition. I'll help from the sidelines or try to collect data. Can understand how perhaps there's a loose thread somewhere to pull on. We can find that.
And those of us who have signed up, we're competing to win, or we're losing and getting who we can out.
Satyr said that only satyrs win. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try.
I guess if the goal is for the satyrs to win, we're hardly getting paired against the people of Winston, and thus are we. So we try to win.
We could try to find someone who hasn't signed up yet and try to sign up with them. Or are we paired randomly?
I could try to sign up for the dagger throwing. See what happens.
Be good at that.
If I'm able to use my darts, I should be fine.
Where did Carly go?
Maybe she didn't make it.
She seemed pretty convinced she'd be going.
At this point, all of a sudden, there's this, and you look back around, and there's just this cheer of a crowd that is now instantly formed around you again. And a loud band on that same stage the speaker was in starts to play music, and everyone starts laughing, and there's more drinks, there's tables everywhere, there's a garland hanging between the trees of the glen of pink and purple flowers. It is a happy, festive event with satyrs and some humanoids galore, but the more folks that you see who are not satyrs, their faces kind of look like all of yours. Like they're starting to put together that maybe something isn't quite right here.
Scylla's gonna walk into the crowd and go and get a drink.
Yeah, you get served an ale or satyr wine, whatever you'd prefer.
Take an ale.
Hand it to you in a wooden flagon.
Morgus is going to send Bitsy to, go with Scylla.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll kind of walk back. Wherever there's sort of on the outskirts of, this group, I'll find a couple of other non-satyr folks. And just listen in. I want to hear if anybody's talking to one another about signups. If anybody's talking about joust or sword.
Yeah. You see a goblin person hanging out, and there's a group of people with them all talking, and they're like, yeah, Martin, they've signed up for the dueling. Hopefully they'll do okay. But do you feel weird? This wine is good, but and then Martin, the goblin that you saw, it tastes good, but it doesn't make me feel like wine. It doesn't warm the body. Or have you peed since you got here? And they're all just confused. I've drank so much of this stuff.
Normally this type of thing goes right through you, huh? And Scylla kind of stands there and tries to
Hi. Yeah, it does. It does normally, right?
Yeah, I mean, the shit back in Mortworth. 2 pints of this and you're,
Mortworth. Is that where you're from? Mortworth?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know it?
I went there once. There was a seashell painting contest, I think my wife was in. Nice little art town, right?
Yeah, it can be. It's got its charms. It's got its people. They're all pretty creative.
Hmm. Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, did you have a weird time getting here?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Not great is a good way to explain it. Yeah.
And how are you feeling now?
Tired, hungry, confused. Something's not right.
I'm not sure that it is. Are you competing tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I signed up for the dueling competition.
And in this conversation too, she's turning to Martin as well and sort of, gesturing down.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
Yeah, duel and joust, and sort of puts her hand on the hilt of her sword.
Makes sense.
Well, I wish you luck. Is this your first time competing?
It is. Yeah, I just kind of woke up with this tattoo on my foot, and I looked it up in the library, and I didn't ask to come here. Did you ask to come here?
No, I'd never heard of this before. We were in Winston and woke up with these tattoos. What did you find? Where is this?
Oh, it was, I got it from a book peddler, a wagon that comes through town every now and again.
I'm sorry, the tattoo. What
Oh,
did you find on the tattoo?
I'm sorry, did I say I read a book?
I think so.
I think I need some water.
Yeah, not getting drunk, but
Yeah.
sure doing something.
I'm gonna go find that. And then they all like look confused. And then walk toward Martin, following after them in search of the water.
As they walk off and after they're out of earshot, Scylla just goes, "Good luck," raises her cup, and turns back to her friends. There are guests here that didn't ask to be guests.
We didn't either.
No.
The music swells a little.
Wait, what's the common element? I mean, someone above table, Scylla, do you tell us everything that they said in the conversation?
Yeah, I think in the interest of Okay.
You said they looked something up about this place in a book?
That was the funny thing. I thought that I heard them say he got it from a bookseller that comes through.
There wasn't anything about the tattoos in my books.
And then all of a sudden they forgot that they had...
Wait. Your books?
You know what? I don't... what books?
You're reading?
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I
Afflicted
don't
Ziba
really...
as well.
I'm so
That's what I was
proud of
going
you.
for.
Well, I mean, yes, of course. Just noticing that, like, there was an expressed interest in this place showed, and kaboom, here.
They did also say that the way-in wasn't particularly pleasant. And I know we haven't exactly talked about how we got here, but nobody arrived particularly chipper. I think it's safe to assume that nobody had an easy time arriving to this party. Am I wrong?
I think you're right.
Ziba, at this point, almost as if it's on the wind, you hear sha 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 sha.
When I tell you, Zipa's head whips so fast in the direction of that whisper, like whiplash.
Mm-hmm. You're surrounded by satyrs.
All right, but like, where was the sound coming from?
Somewhere behind you.
Immediately starts walking that direction.
All right, let's go.
Are they still hearing it? Like, we'll take a few steps and see.
Nope. It's just
Nothing? Doesn't... Looking around, nothing?
mm-mm.
Like, so Ziba, like, takes a few steps. Do you see her, like, whip her head up and around? You know, she maybe at least kind of, like, dazing, kind of looking at the ground, thinking about the conversation going around her, and it just whips up. And she just turns around and starts marching in a direction and takes, like, 3 or 4 steps, kind of whipping her head in all directions again, and doesn't really hear it, and then kind of just turns around and walks slowly back to the group with this kind of confused, haunted look on her face.
What is it, Ziba?
Oh, it is nothing. It's just probably part of the dream.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Tap, for sure. It feel like it's happened before. It's nothing like, it's just part of the dream. Yeah. What were we saying?
How proud of you I am.
It's just like really long sigh. It's like, did you even get the name of the book they were reading?
They didn't know. As soon as he remembered, it was almost like he forgot it.
Yes, as they say, in one ear and out the other.
Godfrey, you hear a little bit rustling in the tree line behind you. You see what can only be a tree moving toward you. A large, ancient tree.
Does anyone else see the large ancient tree shambling towards us in the tree line?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, what?
What? Do we?
You do.
What's
that's
this
unsettling.
interesting looking person? I suppose this is a dream. We shouldn't be that surprised.
He goes and puts like a big branch toward you and then points into the forest. He goes,
Got it.
Garakias just looks up at you. Summons!
Yeah. Suppose
Everyone
I...
hears this.
Have we heard him talk before?
No.
What the? I mean, you had a talking dog this whole time?
I mean, rough.
Come on, man.
I'm
We
not
all know
buying
you
it.
can talk.
Wait, can you only talk because it's a dream? Do you talk in your dreams?
Rough.
You're not gonna gaslight me that easily.
Bitsy looks absolutely incensed.
Bitsy, can you talk too?
Tell her I can talk.
Bitsy has a different way of communicating.
You are insufferable, she says on your shoulder. With like the most like endearing, loving, like Bitsy Morgus relationship type of like, yeah.
Yeah. I have chained you into my service, you little fake creature, but we make it work.
2 seasons and I finally like this bird.
The tree goes, come.
I guess I have to be going.
It's very
Do we all
dramatic.
go?
You can try.
I think I'd like to
Take a
try. We
step
don't know this
towards the
place.
tree. Does it let me?
You all start walking and it doesn't stop you.
Seems pretty chill.
No.
Livy, the music that's playing as you turn to follow your friends changes to one that you remember having danced with Mary at in the mirror room one night. And sure enough, she walks around to stand in front of you with vampire speed. Livy, can we dance?
Is everyone still here?
Did we all go with the tree?
You all started walking with the tree. This is kind of happening simultaneously.
Man,
I believe he was coming with us, miss.
Does Livy look uncomfortable?
Yeah, Livy steps in front of Zibba. Almost instinctually.
Zibba's just gonna, like, kind of grab Livy's arm and be like, we're busy, bye! And just start walking away with her arm kind of, like, dragging Livy.
We'll have to spend time together soon. She just calls after you.
Thank you.
It's a long party.
Livy directly ignores her. Thank you, Zibba.
What? We got plans.
We
don't
do.
just ignore a giant tree summoning you.
I wonder how long this will take. I always presumed trees would be...
Margaret, the tree says when Zibba says the giant tree.
Oh, my bad. Nice to meet you, Margaret. I'm Zibba.
Hello, Zibba.
Hello, Margaret. See, now we know each other. Now this isn't weird. We're not strangers.
You're a wonderful thing.
It's like some weird green sap that like bubbles out of its mouth every time it goes to talk.
Livy's eyes sparkle with delight.
You all feel as you follow sort of this like ripple effect at one moment. And then there's the sounds of birds. And there's a small cottage with like a spinning wheel on one side fed by a creek. There's beautiful gardens everywhere, and there's a large patch of feverfew next to the creek that's running. Margaret leads you to the door and then just kind of points toward this like modest cottage in the woods.
Thanks, Margaret. By the way, love the color of your sap. Are you going to be here to walk us back?
Maybe.
Okay, be nice if we could. I feel like we're going to get lost otherwise. But otherwise, thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Where are we?
It's the description of the cottage that we've seen in Medusa's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is any of this
familiar to Morgus?
To Morgus.
From your memory. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Morgus's his walk might get a little bit tense as we get closer.
To answer your question, Ziva, this is most likely Medusa's cabin.
Oh, is she here? We should probably knock. Is she gonna remember me? I didn't know her at the time. You know, why don't you knock just in case she does remember me?
I will knock.
Weird, we did that at the same time.
I like to imagine she's standing like outside, like her or Nyx are just standing like on the opposite, like knocking and then like walking away.
Knocked at the same time.
1 minute. You hear? Who is it?
It's Godfrey.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put a blindfold on. I'm sorry, that's weird, but it's what has to happen. Okay, just like don't be afraid when you see me. All right, I promise it will all be okay, even though I'm blindfolded. Okay.
Okay, I should let you know my companions are also here with me. Is that all right?
Oh, I only made tea for 2. Let me just get the pot on again, and then I'll blindfold myself, and then I'll tell you can come in, okay?
I can help you make tea, love.
Okay.
Genuinely happy to do so.
I just can't. I won't be able to like tell you where things are. Okay, we'll figure it out. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you like hear some rustling, and you hear like a little. And she's like, "I'm sorry." And she's like, "Okay. All right. You can come in."
Open the door.
You open the door, and you see a classically detailed cottage. There is a second floor. There's a really small staircase over to the left-hand side. Underneath those stairs are just lines and lines of bookshelves filled with old books. There's a modest couch with a dining table and a rug and a rocking chair next to that. And then on the other side, there's what looks to be like a food storage area, a modest kitchen with a fireplace and the stove going. And there's a small table with about 3 seats. And you see a snake-haired woman with a black piece of cloth tied, sort of woven in between the snakes of her hair, tied taut in the back of her head, covering her eyes, sitting at the table. And there, sure enough, there's a pot of tea sort of bubbling with 2 small, delicate-looking teacups on saucers set at her place and one across from hers.
It's a nice home that you have.
Thank you. Thanks.
There are 5 of us in total here.
Oh. Okay.
Your tea situation is fine. I unfortunately cannot drink any.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I should have thought of that.
No apologies. You're fine. Is there a place you would like us to sit in particular?
I guess wherever you're comfortable. I promise I won't bite. But I guess with that many...
I got the floor!
Oh, okay.
Love being a floor person.
I tend to be rather comfortable in the kitchen. I'm happy to make a little more tea based on what you have. And if anyone would be hungry, yourself included, Medusa, would you like me to prepare something for you?
You know my name. That's wild.
I know this place.
Read all about it.
Your voice sounds familiar.
I'll go sit
My
at
name
the
is
table.
Morgus.
Weird.
It's nice to meet you, Marcus.
Nice to see you again, Medusa.
Have you? Actually, Livy will pause and whisper to Morgus. Just let me ask if she describe you. Ask if she knows you.
Livy, you might have to stage whisper. My hair is...
Oh, sorry. Edward's actually...
By the way,
this is
100%
whispering
Medusa.
in Livy's ear. I mean, not in Morgan. This is whispering in Morgus's ear.
Ed is whispering Livy's ear, who is whispering in Morgan's ear, who is whispering in my ear.
Thank you. Very simple to understand.
Livy, your line is...
Should we describe what you look like in case she might have seen you previously? Would you be comfortable with that?
Not yet. I want to see what comes naturally.
Ziba 100% thought that Medusa was talking to her when she said your voice sounds familiar and about had a heart attack.
Livy will nod.
What's gonna happen? Will Medusa remember Avis? Will they be okay in this cottage? She's got herself blindfolded. What do you think? Leave a comment. Put something in the chat. Give us your predictions. I want to know. I'm making an evil hand gesture, but you can't see it because this is audio only. give us a coffee. Support us via Ko-Fi. Join our Discord community for lots of fun content. And we'll be back next week for sure. And tomorrow, if you want to be involved in some popcorn style improv, we have our second episode of the first season of But Then What? A storytelling improv game. So we'll catch you there tomorrow. Intro and outro by Nolan Clock. Everything else by myself and the cast. I hope you have a great day.